You're listening to Cornhole Champions. I'm Zachary Oren Smith, and I'm sitting here with starting lines Amie Rivers and Avery Staker. Our second story, this month, Ottumwa Mayor Rick Johnson announced that the Trump administration is revoking the visas of 200 meatpacker employees from Haiti, Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. These workers were being told their employment was over and that they needed to leave the country immediately or risk deportation. Amie, I pulled this story out of Sentient Food, so some reporting by Nina El-Kadi, but you've been kind of covering the kind of Iowa-based impacts of the Trump administration's kind of visa crackdowns. How does this fit into that bigger picture?
Well, I mean, basically, like, the whole reason Iowa is growing, and you can look at the census numbers for this, is because of immigration. Otherwise, we would be going backwards in population because we're losing more people. And so to be losing then these immigrant workers who were explicitly recruited by these companies like JBS and Tyson, got visas, valid visas from the federal government, and have been working and paying taxes in this country, sometimes for years, occasionally decades. And then to just be like, nope, you're gone. You're here illegally. No, they're not. They were literally doing everything that they were asked of them. They were recruited to come here, and to now just like kick them out of the country. For what? Because now places like JBS, which by the way donated to Trump's inauguration in large numbers, are losing a bunch of their workers and not fighting back, apparently, against this. So it's just, I mean, and these towns are losing their families, they're losing their community members. And of course, these people have to go back to these countries that are sometimes dangerous for them, sometimes that they've fled, and have to start over, basically. So I don't really understand who's being helped here.
I mean, it's a great question. It kind of reminded me, I did some reporting back in, God, that would have been 2019, I think, this is when I was at the Iowa City Press Citizen. There was a instance that JBS was involved in. Western Iowa Tech Community College had been out in some of these countries recruiting recruiting potential students to come in to Iowa on a student visa, right? The promise was that you're going to have housing, you're going to have food, and when you get done with this schooling, you'll have a credential, a kind of a food service credential that the community college was offering. And the idea was that you'd take a few classes, you would also do an internship there in Sioux City, and it gets some workers for some of the local employers, right? They get kind of fresh blood, potential talent for the town. And what turned out to happen, what the story that got thrown in my lap was, you had these workers that contacted me saying that not only was their housing and food up in the air, and these culinary internships that they were participating in were working the line at the Royal Canine Factory, right? It was JBS food processors, right? It was, they were doing all this work that as a student internship, right? That would otherwise have a worker for. I think they only recently in February resolved the lawsuit between these students and the community college.
However, I must say that is a totally separate thing, because Western Tech Community College was basically found by a judge to have been engaging in indentured servitude. They were making. I
was literally thinking, I was like, that's.
Yeah, no, it was. That's why they're settling these lawsuits, is because, I mean, they're not admitting fault, but basically they were making them pay out of their wages for housing and everything. So they're taking their money and putting it toward. It's that close to trafficking. I mean, it was very
This country treats immigrants is. Every time I learn something new about it, it gets worse.
Yep.
It gets so much fucking worse. Yep. Like I can't, my brain cannot.
And now you want to have the audacity to be like, we don't need them. Of course you do.
Yeah, hello.
Of course you do.
There's just a continuous walking back of standards. So at first it was, we're going after illegal immigration, which whatever the hell that means, go nuts. Then now it's there's revocations of people who are legally here, or people who are going through like the legal process of being here. Like
Right.
it's all immigration at this point.
Yeah.
And when does the line? But then there's also, you know, there was the whole, he's sending out a $5 million like gold card to people who want to buy one to immigrate to the US. Like it seems
It's class war. It'll always come down to class war. Like, yes, absolutely. The rich are welcome here.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the white rich, especially.
The white rich, yeah.
Right.
And I mean, circling back to like what I said about jobs, like since the workforce is primarily the way that it is because of the immigration population, if you get rid of the immigration population, you have to force other people into those jobs.
Right.
And it's part of the system of taking away people's healthcare, making education inaccessible. All of these things that they're trying to do, it's just trying to force people who aren't billionaires into these types of positions so they stay there and they can exploit these people to make themselves wealthier.
And his administration is already like openly saying, oh, all the people they're going to kick off of Medicaid, those are the people that are going to work these jobs. What? Have you seen those videos of farm workers in California fields like harvesting faster than you can actually see with your eyes? Like
exactly. Yeah. It's just
I hate living in a fuck around and find out universe.
We entered hell in 2020 and we have yet to escape.
These aren't just abstract policy debates. These are real people being told to abandon their lives overnight. Real communities like Ottumwa that are about to lose their workers who keep this economy running. And so on that bright note, Amie, what do you say we take a break?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Sick.